Okay, it's 5 p.m. Today, January the 18th, I'm sorry, the 19th. This is a special meeting of the Bardstown City Council, and the first meeting is called to order. So the discussion of the first reading proposed ordinance B 2017, whistleblower.
All right, I'd like to introduce that, Mayor. Ordinance number B 2017 was the number to be assigned, whistleblower ordinance, and asked it to be read by the clerk.
I pass it along to the city attorney.
Whenever it gets long, she turns it over to me. And I've had them in, so thank you. Ordinance number B 2017, whistleblower ordinance, an ordinance protecting city employees from reprisal for reporting violations of the law. Whereas the city of Bardstown has a vested interest in fostering a culture of ethical behavior by encouraging open and honest communication from its employees related to the delivery of government programs and services. And whereas occasionally employees of the city of Bardstown may have facts or information relative to an actual or suspected violation of a law, statute, executive order, municipal order, administrative regulation, mandate, rule, or ordinance of the United States, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the city of Bardstown, or the county of Nelson. Whereas timely reporting of suspected or actual wrongdoing allows city leaders to respond appropriately and effectively. Whereas employees should feel free to report in good faith such facts or information without fear of reprisal or discrimination. Whereas a city may pass ordinances that are in addition to yet not inconsistent with state statutes and constitutional provisions. Whereas the city of Bardstown intends to provide additional reporting channels and employment protections beyond those provided in Kentucky Right Statute 69.101, 69.102, and 69.103, and whereas the city of Bardstown desires to extend those statutory protections against reprisal or discrimination to its city employees for reporting, disclosing, divulging, or reporting to the city Bardstown City Council or any of its members, agents, or employees, the Bardstown Mayor, or any supervisory employee of the City of Bardstown, and the City of Bardstown Board of Ethics, any facts or information relative to an actual or suspected violation of any law, statute, ordinance, executive order, administrative regulation, mandate, or rule of the United States, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the City of Bardstown, or any of its political subdivisions, or any facts or information relative to actual or suspected mismanagement, waste, fraud, abuse of authority, or a substantial or specific danger to public health or safety. Now, therefore, pursuant to the authority of KRS 82082 and other applicable law, be it ordained by the City of Bardstown that Section 1, definitions as used in this ordinance unless the context requires otherwise. A, employee means a person in the service of the City of Bardstown who is under contract of hire, express or implied, oral or written, where the City of Bardstown has the power or right to control and direct the material details of work performance. B, agent means a person in the service of the City of Bardstown who is under contract of hire and acting under legal authority. C, employer means the City of Bardstown.
Excuse me, Councilman, excuse me, City Attorney, it's lawful authority. You said legal.
I'm sorry, lawful authority. Thank you. C, employer means the City of Bardstown. Employer also includes any person authorized to act on behalf of the City of Bardstown with respect to the formulation of policy or supervision in a managerial capacity of subordinate employees. And D, official request means a request from members of the Bardstown City Council, its agents and employees, the auditor, its agents and employees hired by the City of Bardstown, the City Attorney, the Bardstown Mayor, and employees of the Mayor's Office, and members of the press. Section 2, reprisal against public employee for disclosure of violations of law prohibited. Construction of ordinance. A, no employer shall subject to reprisal or directly or indirectly use or threaten to use any official authority or influence in any manner whatsoever which tends to discourage, restrain, depress, dissuade, deter, prevent, interfere with, coerce, or discriminate against any employee who in good faith reports, discloses, divulges, or otherwise brings to the attention of the judiciary or any member or employee of the judiciary, any law enforcement agency or its employees, Bardstown City Council, and any member of the Bardstown City Council, its agents or employees, the Bardstown mayor and employees of the mayor's office, the city of Bardstown Board of Ethics, the auditor, its agents and employees hired by the city of Bardstown or any other appropriate body or authority, any facts or information relative to an actual or suspected violation of any law, statute, executive order, municipal order, administrative regulation, mandate, rule, or ordinance of the United States, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the city of Bardstown, or the county of Nelson, or any facts or information relative to the actual or suspected mismanagement, waste, fraud, abuse of authority, or substantial and specific danger to public health or safety. No employer shall require any employee to give notice prior to making such report, disclosure, or divulgence. B, no employer shall subject to reprisal or discriminate against or use any official authority or influence to cause reprisal or discrimination by others against any person who supports, aids, or substantiates any employee who makes public any wrongdoing set forth in subsection 1 of this section. C, this section shall not be construed as 1, permitting the employee to leave his or her assigned work area during normal work hours without following applicable law, administrative regulations, rules, or policies pertaining to leave unless the employee's participation is required or requested pursuant to any lawful federal, state, or local government investigation, administrative hearing, or judicial proceeding. 2, authorizing an employee to represent his or her personal opinions as the opinions of his or her employer. Or 3, prohibiting disciplinary or punitive action if the employee discloses information which he or she knows, A, to be false, or which he or she discloses with reckless disregard to it for its truth or falsity. B, to be exempt from required disclosure under provisions of KRS 61.870 to 61.884 or sections 41.01 to 41.12 of the Bardstown Code of Ordinances, or C, is confidential under any other provisions of law. Section 3, criminal penalty. Any individual that violates the provisions of this ordinance shall be guilty of a Class A misdemeanor and shall be subject to criminal fine up to $500 and a maximum term of imprisonment of 12 months. KRS 83A.065, subsection 2. Section 4, it is the expressed intention of the city of Bardstown that the provisions of this ordinance shall be severable, and should any section or provision of this ordinance be declared by a court of competent jurisdiction to be invalid, that decision shall not affect the validity of the ordinance as a whole or any part thereof, other than the part so declared to be invalid. Section 5, this ordinance shall become effective on the date of its passage and publication as required by law. All prior ordinances or parts of any ordinance in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. If this ordinance is preempted in any way by federal or state law, the ordinance shall remain in effect to the extent it is not otherwise preempted.
I have a motion on the floor by,
No motion, just for
okay.
discussion.
All right, we'll have a discussion about it.
Okay, that's all we need to do for first reading, right? It's
Yep.
been a while since I've been city attorney, so I just double check.
Yep, that's it.
I'd like to have a show of hands, just
Well,
kind of getting
could I
consensus.
ask something in discussion? In regard to the ordinance itself, it references the City of Bardstown Board of Ethics. That's not an actual entity. It's the Nelson County, Fairfield, and City of Bardstown Joint Board of Ethics. I'm not sure if you want to make that distinction.
Well, I checked the ordinance, and our ordinance just says Board of Ethics, and that's why just Board of Ethics appears in there.
Well, you listed as the City of Bardstown Board of Ethics. That's why I'm curious if you want
But
to leave it just
it's
as
showing
Board of
it's
Ethics.
the city is not named the City of Bardstown, it's just showing it's the City of Bardstown as opposed to Shelbyville's or anybody else's. But I don't mind changing, put it in there, but the only name, defined Board of Ethics under our ordinance it just says Board of Ethics. I checked it twice, because I had another question come up about it. So,
And my other one is, in regard to the mayor's office, is there a definition of who that involves? Employees of the mayor's office?
just what it says.
That's the whole city of Bardstown.
Was there a reason, can we say the employees of the city of Bardstown instead of the mayor's office?
Because the mayor's office has,
Okay.
is the employer of all the employees.
So,
I don't have any certain employee that just works just for me.
well, I don't think a police officer or or even a fire chief or anybody like that would be a employee of the mayor's office. I think it's talking about within the office itself.
No, every city employee is directly under the mayor.
Is directly under, but not an employee of the
Yeah.
office
Well-
area.
Yeah, technically, yes.
But that's why I'd like clarification, if it just extends City Hall, or does it extend outward?
It extends out.
Okay.
Technically, it's technically every city employee is under the direction of the mayor.
All right, well, we'll just leave that in the record as a legislative finding then. All right.
What was the answer?
Yeah, technically, every city employee is under the direction of the mayor,
In the mayor's office.
the mayor's office. Yeah. So technically, that's
So that's
Correct.
what this is in reference to. Thank you.
all 145, 156, or whatever you got.
Okay, I just want clarification. That's all I have, sir.
You want a consensus?
No, sir, it's not up to me.
All right, I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Okay. Meeting's over.